All right, let's dive into one of the biggest conversations happening in education right now: teachers and artificial intelligence. But look, this isn't about a robot takeover. Not at all. We're going to explore how this is really about a powerful partnership, one where technology actually magnifies what makes teachers so completely irreplaceable. So let's get into it. To really get this, let's start with a scenario that, cuts right to the heart of everything. Just picture a classroom, and you've got a student who's struggling, but not with a math problem. No, it's something way, way deeper than that. Just think about that for a second. This is not a question you can Google. It's a moment of pure vulnerability. It demands a real human connection, not some database of pre-programmed answers. So, what happens when we drop AI into a moment like this?
Well, this is where you see the massive difference. An AI, even a really smart one, it might spit out a list of empathetic quotes, or maybe suggest some textbook psychology exercise. It's doing what it's programmed to do, give a structured response. But a teacher offers a quiet look that says, I see you, I get it. They don't just process the words, they build trust. They offer genuine empathy. And that, right there, makes all the difference in the world.
And that really brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer. It's this fundamental split between what a machine is great at and what a human educator, and only a human educator, can provide. You see, AI is getting unbelievably good at delivering content. Facts, figures, formulas, you name it. But we all know knowledge is only half the battle, right? Real learning, the kind that sticks, it requires confidence, it requires resilience, and this deep down belief in your own potential. And that is a lesson that can only come from someone who actually truly cares. So, if AI is starting to handle more of the basic content delivery, what does that mean for you, for teachers? Well, it doesn't mean you're obsolete, not even close. It means you're evolving. It means you get to focus on the uniquely human skills that are now more valuable than they have ever been.
So this is the new job description, the evolved teacher. You're not just a dispenser of knowledge anymore. AI can do that. Instead, you become a designer of meaning, an architect of curiosity. An AI can answer, when was the treaty signed? But you get to ask the questions that actually matter. Like, why was this treaty so controversial? And how do you think it's still shaping our world today? See the difference?
This is your new toolkit, your superpowers. While artificial intelligence knows patterns in data, you know people. Your real strength is this incredible blend of human intelligences. You've got emotional intelligence. That's reading the room, knowing who's getting it and who's silently struggling. You've got cultural intelligence. That's creating a space where every single student feels seen and valued. And then there's human intelligence, which is just that simple, profound ability to show compassion and build a real connection. Okay, so let's get practical. How does this human-tech collaboration actually work in a real, day-to-day classroom? The best way to think about it is this. AI isn't your replacement. It's your new, incredibly efficient co-pilot. So here's how the duties break down. Your co-pilot, the AI, it brings the speed and the structure. It can draft a dozen lesson ideas in seconds. It can track scores without ever getting tired. But you're the master pilot. You bring the mastery and the emotion. You take that rough draft from the AI and you customize it for your kids in your classroom's context. You look at the scores and you don't just see numbers. You see the human story hiding behind the data. And here's a really powerful example of this in action. Let's say an AI generates a history summary, but it only highlights stuff done by men. The old way might be to just fix it, but the evolved teacher, they see an opportunity. They use that biased output as a teachable moment. They guide the students to analyze it, to question it, and to have a real conversation about bias, about truth, and about why an inclusive view of history is so important. The machine's glitch literally becomes a masterclass in critical thinking. How cool is that?
So, when you put this all together, what does it mean for the future of teaching? In a world that's so anxious about AI, the conclusion here is actually incredibly, incredibly empowering for educators.
Let's just say this as clearly as possible. AI is not your competitor. It can't compete with you because it cannot do the most important things that you do. It's not your competitor. It is your collaborator. It's a tool designed to handle the tedious mechanical parts of the job, which frees you up for the work that really matters. And that's the key. When you use it right, AI doesn't shrink your role. No, it magnifies your human impact. It lets you pour all of your energy where it creates the most good. I mean, just think of all the hours you spend on grading, on administrative stuff, on prepping basic content. AI can help with a lot of that. It saves you time so that you can spend that time where it truly, deeply counts on connecting with, inspiring, and mentoring the human souls sitting right there in your classroom.
At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. AI is focused on code, on data, on patterns. You are focused on souls, on potential, on humanity. The technology is here. The choice is ours. The only question left is how will you lead?